You ever said something to a man and suddenly his whole vibe changes? His eyes lock on you a little longer. His breathing gets heavier. His jaw tightens just a bit. You can feel it. The air between you shifts. And you're sitting there thinking, what did I just say? Most women think it's their looks that make a man melt. The dress, the body, the hair, and sure, that helps. But what really gets him, what makes him wet in seconds, yes, I said wet is the way your words hit his mind. Men are visual, yes. But what most women don't realize is that the male brain craves emotional stimulation just as much as physical. He wants to feel wanted. He wants to feel like the way you see him isn't just cute or handsome, but undeniably irresistible. When a woman knows how to talk to a man, really talk, she can control the entire energy in the room. She doesn't need to touch him. She doesn't even need to move. Her voice does the touching. Her words become the foreplay, because here's the secret: men are starving to feel chosen. To feel like the way he looks at you drives you crazy. To feel like he's the one you can't resist. And most women have no clue how powerful their words are. They underestimate how quickly they can turn a moment of simple conversation into an electric, unforgettable connection. So if you've ever wanted to know the exact words that make him stop thinking and start feeling, that make him want to grab you, hold you, and never look away, stay right here. You're about to learn the secret language that gets under his skin. You know what really drives a man crazy? It's not just when you touch him. It's when you say something that makes him feel like you can't help yourself. Because the truth is, words can reach places that hands never could. When you say something that hits his mind in the right way, it sends a spark straight down his spine. Men are wired to respond to stimulation. But what most women don't realize is that the deepest arousal comes from anticipation, from the space between what's said and what's done. When you speak to him in a way that feeds his ego and teases his imagination, you're touching him without even laying a finger on him. Think about it. A man's biggest fantasy isn't just the act, it's knowing that you want him. It's hearing it in your voice, the way your tone drops, just a little, the way your lips curl when you say something that sounds innocent but isn't. You could be across the room, not even looking at him. But when your words carry that quiet confidence, that unspoken "I want you," he feels it. The power is in the contrast. When you mix sweetness with a whisper of boldness, when you say something he doesn't expect, you break through his control. You make him lose his balance for a second. And that's when you've got him. Because it's not the words themselves. It's the way you make him imagine what might happen next. A simple phrase like, "You have no idea what you do to me," said in the right moment, can set his whole body on fire. He's not just hearing it, he's feeling it. The reason this works is because men crave to be desired. They want to feel like they're the one who makes you lose your composure. When you use words that let him see that side of you, that honest, raw attraction, you trigger something primal in him. You make him want to prove himself, to earn more of that energy, to be the man who keeps drawing those words out of you. So when you talk to him, don't just fill the silence, use it. Slow down. Look him in the eye for a beat too long. Let your words drip with intention. Say less but mean more. Because when you use your voice with purpose, when you make every word a small act of desire, you'll realize something magical. Your voice can make him melt faster than your hands ever could. Every man loves being admired, but admiration alone doesn't make his pulse race. What really ignites him, what makes him crave you, is feeling wanted. There's a difference between telling a man he's handsome and making him feel like you can't help but want him. Most women don't realize that men rarely hear that kind of desire. They might get compliments about being strong or capable, but very few ever hear, "You have no idea how much you turn me on." And when they do, it hits them like lightning. Here's the secret. Men are starving for that feeling. They might act confident, but deep down, they want to be chosen. Not because they're successful or charming, but because something about them awakens something wild inside you. When you make him feel that, when your energy says, "I want you, not anyone else," You give him something that's almost addictive. He stops thinking about being admired and starts feeling desired. Think about how you look at him. When you're in that energy, your eyes soften, your smile lingers. The way you say his name changes. It's slower, warmer, soaked with meaning. You could be saying something completely ordinary, but the way it feels when it leaves your lips tells him everything. He doesn't just hear you, he feels claimed. When you talk to a man like that, you don't need to flatter him. You don't need to perform. It's about showing him that his presence affects you, that he makes you feel something you can't hide. Maybe it's the way you say, "You smell way too good right now," or how you whisper. You're making it really hard to focus. Those little confessions are like fuel for him. They go straight to his ego and his body at the same time. Because when a man feels wanted, everything changes. He becomes more open, more attentive, more giving. He starts chasing that feeling again, the one he only gets from you. He feels powerful, yes, but also safe, desired, seen not just for what he does, but for who he is. So don't be afraid to show that side of you, the one that's unfiltered and unafraid to want. Don't hold back your words, your tone, your energy. Let him feel that your attraction isn't a game. It's real, it's alive, it's right there in front of him. Because when you make a man feel wanted, you don't just touch his body, you touch something deeper. And once he's felt that, once he's experienced the kind of desire that comes from your truth, no other woman will ever compare. Every word you say carries energy, and that energy can either make a man's heart race or make him lose interest completely. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Your tone, your pace, your pauses, they all tell a story that his body hears before his brain even catches up. The secret energy behind your words isn't about being loud, seductive, or overly flirty. It's about presence, that quiet confidence that says, "I know what I'm doing to you," without ever saying it out loud. When a woman understands her own energy, she doesn't rush. She doesn't force connection. She lets silence do part of the talking. Sometimes the space between your words can be more powerful than the words themselves. Think about when you're talking to a man and you pause for just a second before finishing your sentence. That tiny moment of suspense makes his imagination come alive. It's tension, it's mystery, it's power. Your tone is another form of touch. A soft, deliberate tone can make even the simplest phrase feel intimate. When you lower your voice, when you slow your rhythm, it draws him in. He starts leaning closer without realizing it. That's because you're not just speaking to his ears, you're speaking to his nervous system. You're inviting him into your world where your words feel like a slow dance, not a conversation. And the truth is, most women underestimate this. They think they need the perfect line or clever words to make an impression. But the most unforgettable moments come when your energy matches your intention. When you feel calm, confident, and connected to your own sensuality, your voice naturally carries that. You could say something as simple as "come here" or "I missed you," and it lands completely differently when it's soaked in emotion. It's also about authenticity. A man can feel when you're performing versus when you're being real. Real energy doesn't need to impress, exists. When you let go of trying to sound sexy and instead focus on feeling what you're saying, your energy becomes magnetic. You're no longer trying to pull him in. He's drawn in automatically. So next time you're with him, pay attention to your energy. Slow down your speech. Let your words breathe. Look him in the eyes before you say something. Then watch how his body reacts. Because the secret isn't hidden in complex sentences or seductive lines. It's in your delivery. It's in the unspoken rhythm between your heart and your voice. When you master that, your words stop being just sounds. They become sensations. And that's when you realize it was never about what you said. It was about how you made him feel when you said it. Flirting with a man's body is easy. A touch, a look, a playful smile. But flirting with his mind, that's where real attraction lies. When you can get inside his head, when you can make him think about you long after the conversation ends, that's when you become unforgettable. The truth is, most women focus on physical cues, but the smartest women know that desire starts in the imagination. It's not just about being sexy, it's about being intriguing. It's about creating a story in his mind that he can't stop replaying. When you flirt with his mind, you make him work for it, but in a way that excites him. You're not giving everything away, you're hinting, tasing, leaving space for him to wonder. It's a dance of curiosity, a glance that says maybe, a sentence that trails off at just the right time, a laugh that makes him want to hear it again. You plant thoughts, not promises. You make him chase the meaning behind your words. That's how mental seduction works. It's slow, it's subtle, and it's wildly effective. Think about it. When you say something like, "You have no idea what I'm thinking right now," his mind doesn't go blank, it races. He starts filling in the blanks himself, imagining what you might mean. You didn't have to touch him, but suddenly he's completely engaged because you've made him curious. You've made him imagine you. That's the magic of flirting with his mind. You turn him into a participant in your desire instead of a spectator. This kind of flirting isn't about manipulation. It's about connection. It's emotional intelligence turned into art. You're showing him that attraction isn't just physical. It's emotional, intellectual, and deeply human. You want him to feel like every interaction with you has layers, that there's something about you he can't quite figure out, and that mystery keeps him hooked. The secret is to stay unpredictable. Compliment him when he least expects it. Joke with him one moment and then go silent for a heartbeat the next. Give him a taste of warmth, then pull back just enough for him to lean forward. This push and pull is what builds tension. It makes his mind chase the next moment, the next reaction, the next look from you. Because when you flirt with his mind, you awaken more than desire, you awaken fascination. He starts craving your presence, your voice, your attention. He becomes addicted to the way you make him feel alive. And the most beautiful part, you never had to do anything overtly sexual to get there. You just made him think. And that's far more intoxicating, because any woman can catch his eye, but the one who captures his mind, she's the one he can't stop thinking about. When a man feels emotional desire for you, it's game over. That's the kind of attraction that doesn't fade after a few dates or a heated night. It lingers. It follows him everywhere, showing up in his thoughts, in his dreams, in the way he checks his phone just to see if you've texted. Because emotional desire is deeper than physical attraction. It's the moment when his body might crave you, but his soul starts to attach to you. And that's where obsession begins. See, physical desire is easy to find. It's everywhere. Men see something beautiful every day. But emotional desire, that's rare. It happens when you awaken something inside him, when you connect to his vulnerability, not just his confidence, when you make him feel seen, desired, and emotionally safe all at once. That combination is lethal because he doesn't get that from the world. Most men are used to being admired for what they do, not desired for who they are. When you flip that script, you create an energy he can't walk away from. Emotional desire happens when you speak to the man beneath the surface, when you say things that touch his ego and his heart at the same time. When you tell him things like, "I love how calm you make me feel," or "You have no idea how safe I feel when I'm with you," you're feeding both sides of him. You're giving him what every man secretly wants, to feel powerful and tender at once. That's when obsession grows, because now it's not just chemistry, it's meaning. The more you connect with him emotionally, the more his mind links you to feelings he can't get anywhere else. You become his calm, his excitement, his comfort, his craving. You become the one person who can make him feel grounded and electrified in the same breath. And that's what keeps him hooked. That's what makes him check in even when he swore he wouldn't. That's what makes him think of you when he's with someone else, because no one else feels like you. But here's the secret. Emotional desire isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being real. It's about creating intimacy through honesty, being emotionally open in a world that teaches everyone to hide. When you show him your truth, when you connect without ego, he feels it. He relaxes, he lets his guard down. And once he's emotionally naked with you, he doesn't just want you, he needs you. That's why emotional desire turns into obsession, because it's not lust he's chasing anymore. It's you, your presence, your voice, your energy. You've reached the deepest layer of attraction, the part that isn't about touch, but about feeling understood. And once a man feels that with you, it's almost impossible for him to forget you. So here's the truth. Everything you've just learned isn't about manipulation or games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about mastering connection. It's about understanding that a man's real weakness isn't your body. It's the way you make him feel. When you use your words, your tone, your energy, and your emotional depth with confidence, you become unforgettable. You become the woman who doesn't need to chase because your presence alone makes him want to come closer. The power of slowing down, of speaking with intention, of making him feel wanted, that's what separates an ordinary moment from an intoxicating one. Men crave emotional stimulation more than they'll ever admit. They want to be seen, desired, and understood, not just physically, but emotionally. When you give him that mix of softness and mystery, when your words carry both comfort and temptation, you become his safe addiction. But don't just listen to these words. Use them. Start noticing how you speak, how you look at him, how you let silence build tension. Stop playing small or second guessing your allure. You don't need to be the loudest or the boldest, just intentional. Every look, every phrase, every pause can be powerful if it comes from confidence and authenticity. So tonight, when you talk to him, don't rush. Don't overthink. Just let your words flow from that place inside you that knows its power. Watch how his eyes soften, how his breathing changes, how his attention locks onto you like he's never seen anyone else in the room. Because that's when you'll realize the secret was never about being perfect. It was about being present. And if you want to dive even deeper into the art of emotional attraction, hit that like button, share this with your girls, and make sure you subscribe, because the next time we talk, I'm going to show you exactly how to make him chase your energy long after the conversation ends. Trust me, once you master this, he won't just want you, he'll need you.